My name is Jacob Daly, and I'll be speaking about communication today. Now, the Merriam-Webster definition of communication is defined as the process or act of exchanging, expressing, or conveying information and ideas through the writing, speaking, and gesturing. My own definition is that communication is the exchanging of verbal, nonverbal, conscious, or unconscious information from one to another. I'm going to be speaking about how communication is learned and meets needs, as well as how powerful communication and language is. Now, communication is learned. Everyone communicates differently, and this can depend upon different aspects such as context, culture, and environment. And communication is symbolic in meaning. Words and actions can have different meanings depending upon factors such that I just mentioned, such as culture. You can often learn about someone's upbringing and environment just by watching the behavior and the way that they communicate. For example, I can usually tell if someone has been homeschooled most of their life because the way they communicate is usually different than most people that went to public schools and grew up around more people. Now, communication meets needs. As humans, we have needs that need to be fulfilled through communication. The first need would be physical needs. We communicate when physical needs are not met. For example, when a baby starts crying, it's because they're upset, or usually it's because they're hungry. And that's very important for our survival. We must have those needs met. We have instrumental needs, which are needs that help us accomplish short-term and long-term goals. We must communicate to achieve these goals. Or as I say, we must communicate to get her done. We have relational needs that help us sustain social bonds and relationships. We need to communicate to start a relationship, to continue a relationship, and to end a relationship. And then to our fourth need, we have an identity need. These are needs on how we show ourselves to others in ways that we communicate. It's how we want to be perceived by others and how we want to be seen and known as. This can often dictate how we communicate. Communication is the primary way we establish our identity and meet our identity needs. Now, I'd like to tie this into my third point, which is how powerful language is. Language is one of the most powerful forces on earth, besides women, especially for those who know how to use it. Now, language can be very important in expressing our identity. We can use it to express who we are and even reinforce to others and ourselves who we are and even who we want to be. It can affect our credibility as a person. This comes by the meaning of the words we say as well as the delivery of those words. The full context of that can be very important. And language, it can be performative, it can be a means of control, it can be fun and also dynamic. And one of the interesting things about language is that it can be all those things all at once. Now, communication is happening all around us in all different kinds of ways. I'd like to say again that communication is learned in many different ways in life, depending upon aspects such as culture and immediate environment. I've been able to tell where persons came from just by how they communicate, especially when paying attention to phrases and dialects, for example. Now, communication is necessary to meet our natural needs, and also our desired needs as well. In the most scenarios, the better you communicate your needs, the more fulfilled those needs will be. And never forget how powerful language is in communication. Most problems can be solved. Most confrontations can be solved when appropriate language is used.